Yeah, we try to make such, let's say, maybe heat map for the current issues which have more complaints than another. For example, I don't know, map border, unfair balance, as many say, and so on, and try to solve some of them during the next versions. Well, I think that there was some ships like Furutaka maybe or Colorado, and they were a little bit buffed in the last patches, and now we are gathering data of how they're feeling themselves now, and if it's more playable in terms of like according to the players' feedback. So as for now, I think no, we should wait for the new branches of Soviet destroyers and German cruisers who are really tough guys, so and see what we're going to have with Dutch ships. As for current situation, I think everything is pretty balanced. So the problems that was in game, they were rebalanced, as I also mentioned, these ships, so as for now it's okay. Before anything goes live, new feature or maybe new ship, we have several phases of external tests, such called super test, with a pretty small audience, about 100 people, so they can taste, let's say, the new features, new ships and so on. So that's the first feedback what we get. We can make some changes according to their feedback. Then we have public test. It's about 4,000 of people. Also, it's actually, when we have public tests, we made a big announcement on our sites, and everybody who wants can play the version that will be released in a week, 2, 3, or maybe month already today. And if you will like be quick and won't get into the queue, because there are only 4 people could participate in that test, 4,000 people. So super test, public test, and then if we are happy with what we see as the results of that test, we go live with the new ships. After that, we still continue to track what's going on and to analyze these like big amounts of data, of results, and so on. That was what we started with our conversation today. And I think there are about half a month to make also some conclusions about is ship okay or not. Half months on production. So the biggest positive feedback that I hear from players now and that I've heard before is that we actually like hear them. So we try to let's say hear our players. I've mentioned these heat maps of problems that we currently have on production, and when people say that, guys, thank you, you've heard me, that was the problem, the biggest problem for us, so we solved it, so that's the most important thing for me. The baddest issue, good question. During the open beta, we really had lots of problems with such called let's say compatibility, because with open beta there was lots of combinations, hardware plus software, lots of client machines, but that was like challenge, but there weren't so many problems as we expected maybe. So that was, I can say that was the worst issue, but that was pretty tough. I didn't hear about the Chinese fleet to be added to our game, so I don't even know if the Chinese have enough ships for the complete tech tree or something like that, so can't comment on that, so have no information. Yeah, we will start definitely with Soviet, Germans, and then continue with Great Britain, I think. So if we're talking straightforward, that submarines, I put them into the game, this will be a total hardcore for other players. Because, for example, you are going on battleship, then somewhere like 1 kilometer from you there appears submarine, shoots with the torpedoes and go somewhere else. Okay, yeah, backwards to the base. It's no fun. There's no fun in terms of balance, I'd say. So we are still searching for that fun or for that balance. You can't just put the submarines into the game. There's still a lot of work to do, and having lots of issues, still open issue with the core mechanics without submarines. There is no, like, it's not the priority for the best or the highest priority for the current situation, so submarines. Yeah, we're keeping experimenting on that, making some prototypes, but yeah, that's the question of some far future. It wasn't easy task actually, so we've also experimented a lot with like speed of ships, and also these if you make a real island, how it is in a real life, it's also, and the real ship speeds when you also get in the real life, you will like go around Thailand for hours. It won't be fun. So yeah, we've experimented a lot with our like, let's say not like metric system, let's say. So how big is ship, how big is island, how fast the ship moves. So that was a huge question, but I think that we pretty good solved it at the very beginning of development process. So now what you see in the game is like almost in terms of like speed of ships and so on, it's almost the very beginning of development. So we found that balance pretty quick. So there was experiments, but we solved it pretty quick, this problem. Well, very popular question is, for example, why don't we put the real historical characteristics of some ships into the game, like Yamato, for example. This is also something that doesn't work out. If you take, I don't know, Yamato with 40-kilometer wide range, shooting range, so you can just kill another people just starting from the respawn point, just hitting the enemy base. So historical accuracy is a priority, but not always also fun in terms of balance. So we need to, let's say, adjust it into the game reality, so keep it playable for our users. The biggest part of our team in St. Petersburg is art team, who is responsible for preparing all the art of the game, models, visuals, skins, textures, and so on, so on. So these guys are very skilled, and they do love this like thematic military of the middle of 19th and so on. So they do that with full passion, and they are modeling by themselves. We do not have any, let's say, outsourcers who are doing that for us. So it is also our in-house modeling, I think. Maybe something we as consulting gets from our friends from warplanes, because they have lots of models also to do, but I don't have actual information about if we took something from them, but I do know that all the latest, I think, planes were made in-house in St. Petersburg, so we are modeling them by ourselves. Actually, Big World engine is the same engine for all the wargaming projects. If we take World of Tanks, World of Warships, World of Warplanes, the server side is completely the same. Big World is very good at keeping the like server load. Yeah, it's very cool. But we've made a lots of customization to client part, and there are lots of difference between client side in engine for warships and tanks, because tanks, for example, do not need such a good emulation of water and of behavior of water surface. So that was something what we really made like significant changes to engine. Integrated our own mechanic of how water behaves and so on, settings of water. So we use the same engine, but regarding the client side, we had lots of difference to tanks. So, and still, actually, the Big World company, as part of Wargaming, is responsible for evolving the engine. And we, like, now we are collaborating very closely to make new technologies integrated into the tanks, ships, and so on. So it's continuous improvements of engine. That's it.